What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video from Pink Tourmaline. And we are doing another excerpt that I extracted the other day, last night, actually, from Memories of the Afterlife. And this is going to be a very particular video on one specific topic. And this blew me away. This is going to be about answering the question of when our soul, when our energy, when our spirit theoretically enters the body. It's a very interesting question, and it's not like this is necessarily something that I pondered, but I know there are implications to the answer to this question in terms of how we view life, how we understand when it truly begins. I know there's competing theories of maybe it truly begins right at conception, maybe it truly begins right at 3 months, at 6 months, at 9 months, maybe right after birth. And we don't really know. We don't really know. And people can discuss and debate and throw around ideas, but we don't really know. Now, one of the issues with that is I think that mainstream science, for the most part, doesn't even acknowledge necessarily for sure an exact distinction between the spirit and the body. I believe that there absolutely is. I believe it's almost like the movie Avatar. Our bodies are probably some sort of avatars or vehicles throughout this life, but our souls and our true essence of who we are exist beyond and well beyond and outside of the body and outside of the physical plane. But I don't think that's a widely accepted principle. And as such, answering this question within the realm of like typical scientific avenues and studies, I just don't think is going to be viable, at least for the near term, because there is no acknowledgement. I think I would venture to say in mainstream science of like an actual existence of a spirit or a soul. Although most people I think believe that there is something like that. So where do we turn for answers like this? Where do we go? Will our answers even available for a question like this? And I actually found an answer from this book, from Memories of the Afterlife. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. And maybe some people might look at what happens in Memories of the Afterlife and say, that's not convincing. That's not compelling. No worries at all if that's the case. But I wanted to share this information. And I'm not even saying I'm fully convinced, but it did kind of blow me away that this information seems to be out there. So what is Memories of the Afterlife doing? They are taking information from the ethereal via hypnosis, via sessions that are taking place, therapeutic sessions, under the guidance of a hypnotherapist. So while under the influence of hypnosis, they're able to remember past lives or recent lives that were particularly impactful, that maybe created a karmic debt or whatnot, to help them better understand what they're doing in their current life. But through this process, a lot of times people are almost like regressing back to their consciousness in the ethereal plane and getting information and answers in real time with conversations they're having with other spiritual entities, with guides and things like that. It's mind-blowing to me. And one of the excerpts that I pulled out has to do when do they enter the body? Again, is it right at conception? Is it months after? Is it, how does that work? So this is a footnote, and this footnote appears throughout the book, and I'll color it in with a little bit more detail after I read this. Typically, souls join the fetus between the 4th and 9th month. It's very interesting. And it says, because apparently in the first trimester, there's not enough brain tissue for soul integration with the human brain. Now, these are coming from these various these various sessions. And so that's what the citation's for. It's capping from at this point or from this particular regression session in particular. That's who relayed that information or whatever. And it says, to appreciate the highly complex manner of a soul joining with a host of a brain developing feed, to see this particular experience. So again, not only the one that they're talking about, I believe in this book, what they talk about in that regression session is that the soul will start to inhabit in the fetus around this time, once there's enough brain matter. And they also say that the soul comes and will visit the body of the mother and kind of get a feel for the vibe and the energy of the mother, and then they will come and go, leave at their will. And even at the early phases of life will sometimes come into the body and leave the body. So the soul then will start to chew, and even maybe when dreaming or when sleeping, the soul will go away, maybe go to the ethereal and come back. So there's that ability, or that desire, I guess, to leave the soul diminishes as the body grows and matures and the soul gets more comfortable with the body. Anyways, this is all just food for thought. But the main takeaway, which I thought was very interesting, because I've never heard this discussed before outside of this arena and this subject matter of when the soul enters the body, I thought it kind of blew me away that there seems to be an answer out there. Take it or leave it, believe it or not, you know, whether this vibes or connects with you or not, it resonates with me. It feels like it makes sense. But take it for what it is. I just want to share the information. If you haven't come across this information, want to share it, I think it's very interesting and food for thought. So that's it. That's when the souls apparently enter the body according to Memories of the Afterlife. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and what else you guys want to see me talk about. I still got a list of really fun and cool topics. I'm reading more. I'm reading on a regular basis. I'm collecting more excerpts to dive into and share and discuss with you guys. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.